everyone, welcome back. I'm back playing Satisfactory, and last time in the last video we spent quite a bit of time making the train station, and I spent quite a bit of time making the rail network as much as possible throughout my world. And my next step was to start building the space elevator parts. So with that being said, so I started with the first space elevator part, which is this one, assembly director system. So it looks simple. It only needs two things, supercomputers and adaptive control units, but each of these are extremely complex stuff. But it is the simplest space elevator part that you can do, so I started with that. So yeah, so we did the train station, it's looking really nice. And then I started with this, the space elevator part. Okay, about this, I did not expect that making just one uh, space elevator part, that too at a very low count. Like I'm doing it at 1 per minute. So I overclock this and I'm making this at 1 per minute. So I need two adaptive control units and one supercomputers per minute. So that's the recipe I chose. And just to make that, so that's the final product which I get over here. And it's being stored over there right now. So just to make that, I did not think it would take me so much space and so much time to just make that. And time, in terms of time, it didn't take me to put all of these up because of the blueprints that I have. I have really, really good blueprints, and these things help me out quite a bit. And these numbers are perfect to exactly what I want. Meaning, if I go to assembly director system, if I see, so this becomes one supercomputer per minute. So if I go to supercomputer, I have this recipe. So this is what I'm using. So I need like one over here. So which means I need like two radio control units and two cooling systems, etc. To make like one supercomputer. But I have the perfect recipe, which is which uses this makes three radio control units, and this makes three cooling systems, right? So here to assembly director system, so this needs one supercomputer over here. And then if I go to adaptive control unit, this doesn't need any more supercomputers, which means so the recipes that I used, everything I was able to build using my existing blueprint. So if you look at this, that's a blueprint, that's a blueprint, these two at the top are just blueprints, so I just plop them one after the other. This is a blueprint, that's a blueprint, these two are blueprints, at the end this is a blueprint. Like every single one of these is just a blueprint. There were some minor things which I added, like for example this melter, etc., for some stuff, but that's just because I was making like wires and stuff like that. Like what was I doing? Yeah, I was making a stator. I don't have a blueprint for a stator because it's extremely simple. I did not want to make a blueprint, so I'm just using it by making it raw. But yeah, so everything I built it using blueprint. So it took me less than like 15 minutes to set all of these up. But once I put the blueprints, I had to think of inputs, because all of these shares inputs like plastic, rubber, aluminum casing, copper, everything starts from the raw resource. So it's like copper ore, iron ore, chyterium ore, quartz, etc., raw quartz, and all of that. So I had to make sure like materials go to each one of those, and that's where complexity lies, because first thing, I'm not perfectly balancing these. The main reason being, this needs, how much is this, 16.66 raw quartz. There is no way I can split it perfectly. So everywhere I just counted what's the total amount of resources that I need. And I think by the end of it, I got less than 120 resources for each kind. I think it was only aluminum casings which I needed more of. Like for example, aluminum casing right over here, I need 60, and I have two of these machines. So I need like 120 right over there. Um, so yeah, I think it was like 120 aluminum casing, something like that. But most of it was like less than like 100 or 150. Like all the iron, raw ore, copper ore, and all of that. And since the numbers are so small, I did not want to like balance every single one of these perfectly. So what I did for the first time in my entire factory was not load balance it. And what is this called? Is this called manifold setup? Yes. So I just started feeding one after the other. So things start from here and it just goes in the first system, and from there it goes over there to the next system, something like that. So it just feeds one after the other in a serial manner. So yeah, this is the first time that I did that. And here I can see all the resources. So I need plastic, rubber, aluminum casing, rock quartz, chyterium, copper, iron, and limestone. So these are all the things that I need to bring in. As you can see, I have not brought in anything because I'm planning on bringing it through trains. And that is not yet set up. The train network is not yet set up. It's becoming more and more complex as I'm working on it. um, Honestly, I found some issues with having a network system like this, and I am fixing it. I have a strategy and solution for it, and I think that will help, especially for other people, more than for me. Because for me, at least, I'm not making stuff in huge numbers, but I know there are many Satisfactory enthusiasts who like build huge factories and whose numbers are huge, and who bring in materials from all throughout the world to a central place, and they use trains, and trains are extremely efficient for that. And over there is a specific issue when you use trains in a certain manner, and I want to go through that in a separate video. I think in my next video I'll go through a detailed setup of how to make trains in a very large network and make sure it's 100% efficient. um, I will make that in my world also, but I won't be impacted by it too much because the numbers that I'm using are so small. um, Everything is in small counts, small quantities that I'm making, just enough so that yeah, it's just that's enough for me. But I know there are many people who like to build stuff in huge quantity. But yeah, so with that being said, I'll be making the train setup and I'll bring resources through there, and every single one of these stations will bring a specific resource, meaning this specific train will only bring iron, this specific train will bring copper. Like that, there are 10 stations. I think I need 8. I have made 2 additional trains because I don't know, maybe I'll need it for some resource that I might think of bringing in the future. So for that reason, I have made 10. Um, but ideally speaking, I need 8. So each one of these will bring a specific resource. That resource will come here. From here, I'll just bring it down and just send it to the required belt that I want. So that should be fairly easy. Once the train is set up, getting resources into this setup, it will be extremely easy. And other thing that I'm not worried about is if the blueprint is perfect or not, because all of these blueprints are tested. Um, I have used these blueprints to make all of my factories, which are over there. Every single one of these blueprints are tested and proven. So these will work. This will work pretty well. So yeah. So as soon as I get resources and connect power to it, I will start making assembly director systems, and it's being made over here. As you can see, I have overclocked it to 1 per minute, and it will get stored over here. From here, I will be putting them into the space elevator over here. I will automate that so that it automatically goes into space elevator. With that being said, just one space elevator part is complete. There are still 3 more. And I was thinking I should be able to complete it in this floor space, but I don't think so. Just this one took so much space and it's so tall. So I think all other space elevator parts are even more complex. So one other space elevator will be over here, and then I'll have to make multiple floors and build on top of these. But I really like how this looks. This looks really nice. It's look complex. It's look chaotic. Like it looks chaotic, complex, while also being sturdy, sort of. And it's all unique. Like each of these blueprints I have, whenever I did it in a different manner. Some of these are like concrete with steel plates with some glass foundation. Some are like completely made of glass foundation. So it's all different. So it looks nice. With that being said, yeah, the space elevator, one of the space elevator parts is done, and all of this is perfectly balanced, by the way. Like not the inputs, but the blueprint itself, which goes into it, is all perfectly balanced. So there is no wastage of resources once the resources goes in. But the input of resources is definitely not balanced. Like some of these needs like this needs 13.2 rock quartz. Like how am I supposed to balance that? It just doesn't make sense. This needs 22.5. Like yeah, some of these things just cannot be balanced. So I have just put in resources as needed. But yeah, once it goes in, everything is balanced and it's looking good. I really like this. The way this looks, it's awesome. Once I build all the entire space elevator factory, it'll look really nice. But yeah, with this, I think I'm done with the space elevator part, at least one of the space elevator parts. This is looking nice. In my next video, I'll be working on massive train reconstruction. This station will be there. This station looks good. I like this. This works as intended. I won't be changing this. But the rest of the systems in my base will be changed. Like, I will be making multiple train stations here and over there. In each biomes, there'll be multiple stations. And the way all the stations interact with each other will also be very different. And I'll be making a separate video specifically outlining that. And in that video, all the trains will be connected and trains will start working. So we can actually see all of these in motion. And I'm really looking forward to that. And I'll also probably be rebuilding that entire structure over there. I hate it. I hate how that looks. I really wanted this to be a smooth curve going on top of that mountain, but it's so difficult to make it smooth. So yeah, I'm struggling with that a little bit. But yeah, for that reason, I'll be completely revamping that, the way it looks and everything, and I'll make it a lot better. So with that being said, I'll be ending this video right now. So thank you everyone. See you guys in my next video. Bye.